We're going to take an in-depth look at DF Clarify. I'm going to show you guys what a powerful mixing tool Clarify is for mixing your cymbals and room mics. So in front of me, we have a session here, and the session is recorded in a home studio. The microphones are not the best. The drum recording is not the best. There's some phase issues. There's a lot of weird frequencies. It needs a lot of work from a mix perspective. But Clarify is going to solve all these problems for us. So let's have a listen to the raw cymbals. I'm also going to note that I have some mixed and triggered kick and snare in here because it's a metal song. So let's have a listen. So you can hear right off the bat, those are definitely not the world's best sounding cymbals. They need a lot of work. So let's clarify them. We're going to go in, we're going to load Clarify on an insert. And Clarify works like this. So you have a learn button. And when you push the learn button, like so, it's in learn mode. Now it will only start learning, which will be indicated in the progress ring going around the knob here. When it reaches the end, it's completed. It's going to learn as you play audio. So let's get a nice aggregate of a lot of different parts of cymbal hits so we can get a nice picture of what the kit actually sounds like. You don't want to just learn, for example, one cymbal because it's going to optimize the algorithm for that cymbal instead of doing it across the entire drum kit. So let's get a couple different spots. Notice when I hit stop here, it stops playing, and I'm just going to go grab some hi-hat. So now Clarify has learned the cymbals, and the algorithm is applied. We can control how much we want by moving the clarity knob here forward or backwards from 0% to 100%. So let's hear it in action. I'm just going to put it on the most extreme setting, which is going to go in and take out a lot of like weird peaks and valleys, resonances, things that irritate our ears, etc. Now you can hear that there's a couple different things going on. Clarify is cleaning up the mid-range a little bit and tightening the cymbal sound, but it's also going through and smoothing out a lot of the top end and adding just a little bit of sheen and polish up on top. Now we can make that less precise by taking the smooth knob here and going to high, which is going to make it a little bit more broadband and a little bit more tone shaping. So let's hear it. And here it's a little bit clearer in the mid-range and a little bit more precise in terms of how it pulls out some of the nasty frequencies. There's also the weight knob that affects the clarity algorithm, and depending on where I put it is where the clarity algorithm applies itself. So at the end here, it's applying itself to only the high part of the cymbals. But if you want to don't want to leave your mid-range intact and you want to do a little bit of clarifying on your mid-range, then you want to do it full bandwidth. I usually do it full bandwidth, but sometimes, you can do it to taste. The other feature that Clarify has is the soften section, and soften has two controls: range, which allows you to work within the range of human hearing that's the most sensitive to harsh sounds, and then the amount. So this is going to target that area in your ear where there's a lot of harshness. So basically crank the amount, move it around on the range, and pinpoint where it sounds the smoothest, and then go back and dial in the amount. You can hear how it just takes the edge off just a little bit and makes it a lot more pleasing. So let's back up again and listen to Clarify. This time I'm going to kill the other drums so you can just hear the overheads. Again, pay attention to the mid-range, how it gets nice and tight, and how it cleans up this part of the ear where it's a little bit harsh and just gives it a little bit of brilliance on top. And I'm going to go over to the hi-hat section here just so you can hear the hi-hats. You can hear that sounds so much better. Now there's one extra feature here in Clarify that's really cool and convenient, and that is the ability to save and load profiles. So in any session, you get up to 5 profile slots, and you can learn 5 different profiles. So for example, you can experiment with weighting different parts. For example, maybe you want more crash cymbal or more hi-hat on one or the other, and you can compare. So to do this, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to just do a profile that learns the hi-hat, and then I'll do one for the crash cymbal, and you can see how it affects the algorithm here. Okay, profile is complete. Now I'm going to click on profile 3 and go to a part with a crash cymbal. I'm going to learn just the crash cymbal part. All right, it's learned. Now, as I go across all 3 profiles, you're going to hear a slightly different effect of the algorithm. And again, you can experiment and see which one is the best for your particular track based on your experimentation. So let's just say profile 1 is our favorite. If we wanted to save that, we can just push the save button here, which it will create a file that we can save onto our hard drive for later use at a different time. The same here on the load section. If you want to load a particular set of profile settings, you can do that as well. So there you have it. That's DF Clarify in action. You can see what a powerful mixing tool it is and how useful it is for eliminating harshness, ear fatigue, and making your cymbals and room mics a lot more pleasant sounding.